everybody. Hello, my dear friends. I'm very happy to have you here. My name is Tatyana Ryzhkova and I welcome you at my free guitar lesson today. So happy to see you. So happy that you joined me today. The topic of our lesson today will be left hand. We will talk about position of the left hand, about wrist, of course, about thumb, about fingers, about how much pressure do we really need for playing, and I will also give you a list of very effective exercises that you can save for you, and these exercises will help you to develop the strength and independence of the left hand. So you see, there will be quite a lot of interesting information today. So stay with me and I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun together. I know, and you know, that live format suits perfectly for interaction. So I saw you are already very, very active in the chat. Yes, very good. So feel free to send me your questions, to ask me something. If, for example, anything will be not so clear, or you would like to know more exactly about this or that thing, so please feel free to write your questions in the chat window, and I will do my best and to answer as many of them as possible. I will try to do first the question that are concerned left hand, that are about our topic today, and if we'll have some time left, I will pick up some other questions. So, if you are ready and if you are sitting cozy, by the way, that wouldn't be a bad idea if you could pick up the guitar if you are right now not driving in the car or sitting somewhere in the city, and if you have this possibility, take the instrument, because for sure many things that I will talk about today are not only theoretical but they are practical. So that's good if you can try them immediately, because only then you will be able to apply them. So I can wait until you picked up the instrument, and at that point also I saw there are already so many patrons of mine online, and I want to thank you so much for your support on Patreon, especially in these hard times, hard for us all, and also especially for musicians. We don't have any concerts, so that's really great support that you give me on Patreon, and yes, it helps to stay alive and to continue to do what I can best, to make music and to make tutorials for you. So thank you so much for your support. So let's start. The first topic we will talk about will be position of the left hand. Before we go to the position of the left hand, of course, we need first to have a good general position of the guitar and feet and our shoulders. So first thing we need to take care of, that both feet are staying on the floor, that your back is straight, and one of the most important things also for today, especially for the hands, is that your shoulders are absolutely straight and down. So you need to feel relaxed here and try to avoid these very typical tensions in the shoulders. So if you have checked the shoulders, by the way, the good way to do it is to check it in front of the big mirror, or if you don't have mirror, just switch on your camera on your mobile phone, put it in front of you, and then you will see in selfie modus how it looks. So both shoulders are staying straight. The next thing is, also one of the very often asked questions, how high should be the neck of the guitar? You know, there are different ways how you can hold it. I will tell you today my personal point of view at this topic. I'm sure and I believe that as less tension you will have in your whole body during playing, as better you will be able to play, as less you will waste your strength to some unnecessary blockades in your body. So my personal recommendation would be to hang your left hand, just put it down, relax, you can shake it a bit, no? And from this deep position, you take the hand up and you should come more or less to the second, probably first position, third, second position. What I'm talking about, it's important that you bow only here, your elbow, and only from this movement you already cover the second position. So what wouldn't be so nice, in my opinion, is, for example, when your neck would be higher, and to be able to play in the second position, you wouldn't be able only just raise your hand, but you would need to lift it up, to lift up your arm, this part of the arm. I think that is not so great, because immediately, just by doing nothing, immediately you activate much more muscles that need to hold your arm, need to hold your shoulder, and it can cause also that your left shoulder will go higher, and it will cause any tension here in the neck. So I wouldn't recommend you, as I said, the best way, you just curve your hand and you are already here in the playing position without any need to lift the full arm. I just need to make a short update. I see my chat window is hanging. Just 1 second, I will check it, because I want to see all your comments. So that's very important. So that's here. That's great. Just check if there were any questions about this part. Left hand arpeggio exercises will be finger agility especially. Yes, that we will talk about later. Exercises. Okay, we continue with the position. So we checked the topic, the part about general hand position. Now we come to the wrist and to the hand itself. You put your left hand in that way that you have some space here between fingers and the fretboards. I will show you this from side. One very typical mistake that some guitarists like to do, especially not only classical but in general guitarists, that when you put your left hand, then you try to touch the neck with your hand. That is not so great. Why it's not so great? Because you can check it right together with me. If we do it like that, in this position, probably you will be able to play on the lower strings, on the high strings, but it will be much more difficult to go up. And it seems like it's easier because you have a better hold, and especially when you start and you feel very unsure and you don't have self-confidence in playing, we want to hold ourselves. Now with lots of power, we want to hold the instrument. But it's a real mistake. Later, it will cause quite many problems, and you will not be able to change the strings quick. You will not be able to spread your fingers far enough, and you will be handicapped. So take care each time when you take the guitar with the left hand that you have enough space here so some fingers can see it through and you have this hole here. So feel free. The only two fixing points that you have are the thumb behind the neck and your playing finger on the fretboard. That's it. You don't need anything else and you can be sure that you will be able to play good. Thumb. We're going to the thumb. What are the things we need to take care of when you talk about thumb? First of all, thumb of the left hand should stay straight, and straight it means relaxed. You can also check it by yourself if you take your hand down, if you shake it, if you relax it. Take a look how your finger looks. No, it's quite straight. It's not in that way. It's not bowed like that, but it's also not like that. So, as I said, as more natural will be the hand position, as more relaxed it will be, or close to relaxed, as more easy it will be for you to play, and as more possibilities you will have. So check that your thumb stays straight. I will turn myself so you can see it from the back side. We keep the thumb straight, and for classical guitar it's once again something different than electric or acoustic guitar. We have much wider fretboard and we need to use it in which way we need to hide the thumb. So the usual position of the thumb behind the neck is in the middle of the neck or lower. Middle, lower. Sometimes when we play bar chords, it can happen that your thumb goes a bit higher, no? Or particularly, for example, something like G major. No, thumb can go higher, but you still cannot see it from this side. That is the most important thing. So each time when you play classical guitar, take care that your thumb is hidden behind the neck. And nobody, only you, can see it. The next important thing we need to take care of, or the point that has a very big influence on how much tension we have in the hand and how good we can play the chords, or particularly the chord changes. This point is where to place the thumb. Should we place it in front of the first finger? Should we place it in the middle of the hand? Should we place it more close to the fourth finger? What do you think what would be the best way and the best placement of the thumb? You know that we try to do it as natural, as relaxed as possible, so we need to find the best, the most ergonomic position of the thumb. Don't have any extra tensions and extra difficulties. We don't need it. As long as you write me your suggestions, or as long as you write me how do you, where do you place your thumb, I would suggest you to make a shorter test. If you have a pencil or a pen somewhere, not far away from you, maybe you can pick it up and we will do one thing together. So, we take the pencil, and please do it with the left hand. Try to keep the pencil in the fingers, only with the tips of the fingers, not with the whole hand. Don't grab it like that, but we take it with the fingers. Take a look what happens. Take a look where is your thumb. This is the best place for the thumb, the most natural one, the most ergonomic one, the most effective one. We have it already here. We made it many times a day during our usual life. And why not to use it by playing the guitar? So you see, our thumb is doing this exercise. It's in front of middle finger. Maybe by some of you it will be between first and second finger, but it's for sure not across the third finger or not across the fourth finger. That is also one of the typical mistakes, or one of the mistakes that can cause a lot tension in the left hand. And for sure you had these moments where you noted when you play a piece, it seems like you do everything right, but you cannot move very fast with the hand. You miss notes, you miss some switches, and your hand feels very hard, very stiff, and you have the feeling like you cannot really move the fingers well, especially when you need to do it quicker. It doesn't work. They are like sticked on the fretboard. Or maybe you also noted that you don't have enough power, you don't have enough strength. So even if you try to press the note, it doesn't sound well, and it's buzzing, and or it just damped, so it's not a nice sound. One of the reasons of this problem could be the wrong position of the thumb. Not how much you press, not if your fingers are good developed, if they're strong or no. Very often the problem is the thumb. What happens? Let's take a look. Doing this experiment with the pencil, you see that our thumb finds automatically the most perfect position for being able to play, to hold the pencil. So something similar happens when we play the guitar. So when you use first and second finger, when you need to play something with the first and second finger, our thumb will stay between them. If you start to use third and fourth finger, or for example 1 to 4, our thumb moves a bit more far away than the second finger. So there is always like looking for a perfect balanced point, and you don't need to find out anything completely new. Just take what we have from the nature, and it's this position. So when you take the hand on the fretboard, and if you just keep 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers, your thumb will be in front of the second finger, more or less. When we will play bar chords, the most of the tension, the most of the power that we have will be concentrated around the first finger. So because of that, we need to balance it, and our thumb moves toward the first finger. So it moves from the middle, from the position of the second finger, it moves to the first one, just to be able to keep the hand good balanced. If you will have any stretches, for example, there is a stretch that I try to play right now. So that is how it looks from this side, and now you will see how it will look from the back side. My thumb will be between second and third finger. These are the best positions for your thumb, and it will help you to use your strengths of all other fingers in the most effective way, without using or without having too much tension that will make a blockade for you and will just stop you, hold you back. And also one of another important argument, I know there could be some of you also who are struggling with the pain in the left hand, that your hand gets very quick tired, or you get pain somewhere here in this area, and you're asking yourself what could be the reason for that, and you're looking, that could be also the wrong placement of the thumb. So if you will take care to have it somewhere in this area, you will get much more relaxation in the left hand, and you will not exaggerate the power of your hand, and your muscles will work much more effective. So, short check. If there is anything while making a bar chord, the thumb is behind finger 1, but while doing scales it differs, but I don't know exactly how. So that's that we were talking about, bar chord, first finger, and by scales it should be in front of the second finger. So let me see. There is one question from Alexander. Alexander, добрый вечер. Спасибо большое за ваш комментарий. Спасибо. Можно ли со мной заниматься и как можно связаться? Можно. С большим удовольствием. Напишите мне, пожалуйста, письмо через мой сайт, через tatyana-gitarrenschule.de, и я буду рада ответить вашему запросу. Так, let me check. Chromatic. There are questions. Can you show me some good chromatic or other useful exercises? Yes, we will talk about exercise just in a few minutes. I will show them to you, so stay here. If there is bar chord, some the little side away. Go through your questions not to miss anything concerning this topic. There are some questions about the tempo. Bending position is different, basically same hand position. Yes. Up. Pain. There was message comment from Potty the Pirate. Pain is a message to stop and relax. Absolutely. In the most of the cases, absolutely. Especially if this pain is sudden, very strong, and like sharp pain suddenly, then it's definitely a message to you: stop and relax and think what you did wrong. But there is also another kind of a pain where it just starts slowly and it comes from the tiredness. This is not a bad pain, that is a good pain. It means that your muscles are working good and that they work hard and they develop themselves. Of course, you don't need to exaggerate and don't need to practice with the pain for hours, no. But several repetitions, if you're sure that all the movements are right and that there is nothing extremely what you are doing, that's good to keep on going for several repetitions with this pain, and then stretch, relax, and that will make a good job for your left hand. One question from Abhishek: is keeping the neck of the guitar in the horizontal position bad? I've seen some people play like that. When we talk about the position of the guitar from the classical guitar side, then I say yes, that's not a good idea to keep it in horizontal position. First of all, if you put the guitar on your left leg and will keep it horizontal, it will be extremely uncomfortable for you to play like that, and you will have very, very strong angle here in the left hand. Could be dangerous. For that, to be able to avoid it, we need to put it on the right leg, the guitar. Then it becomes closer. It's nice to play in that position. To be able to play here in the higher positions, there will be bigger difficulties for you then. if you use this position. It's much more comfortable. Another thing that happens when you, as soon as you put your guitar on the right leg, is that your shoulder get under tense, and after a while your back looks like that, and you can get some pain either in the shoulder or in the neck or in the back. So it's not very healthy position in which you will be able to play for many hours. For sure, there are different people, and I know there are many guitarists who can practice like that for hours, but potentially there are much more troubles behind this position. So there was some question without from Daniel, which ErgoPlay model you are using? I'm using Tappert model, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I use it already over 15 or 50. No, that's not true. From 2000. Can it be 15 years? No, 12 years. So long I really use it, and I enjoy it, and it keeps me much more healthy, and I'm able to practice longer with it. By the way, about ErgoPlay, very soon, but it's like a secret. Very soon there will be Christmas calendar that we make together with ErgoPlay at my Facebook page. 4 weeks before Christmas, starting from the next weekend, and then each single weekend in a row, 4 weeks, you will have a chance to win, to get the ErgoPlay just for free. The only thing you will need to do is just to read my post first on Facebook, on my official Facebook channel, and there will be code that you will see there, and if you will be the first one who put this code on the website of ErgoPlay, you can win the support, and there will be like a nice present for you for Christmas. So check my Facebook page starting from the end of the next week, and I wish you good luck. Maybe some of you will be able to win this support. So let's continue. This was about wrist and thumb. Another important thing we need to take care of is angle that we have in our wrist. One of the things that can cause also many troubles by playing, but especially for muscles, that you will get some pain or injuries or any bad things concerning that. So what we need to take care of, same principle, as ergonomic, as natural as possible. How it works, we take our hand again down, we shake it, we relax it, and take a look how your wrist looks now. It's quite straight. You take it in the same way you lift it up, and here it is. I show it to you from the side so you can see it. The best position that we can have, especially when we play on the first, second string, that works fine, is when your wrist is straight. So no these angles and not these angles. Now we were already talking about this position, and I told you already why it's not a good decision. This position is also not very good. Why? Because in that way, when you don't play any single note, you just hold your hand, take a look. Because of this angle, your muscles got stretched in extremely way. And if we stretch muscle and then it needs to work, it has much less strength and flexibility than if the muscle is straight, relaxed, and then it needs to work. So take care wherever you can and whenever you can, come back to this straight, relaxed position. of course, it's not always possible. For example, when we play these chords, such chords, it's still working. For example, actually by the C major, you can still take your thumb higher so you can compensate the angle of the wrist and you can keep it more straight. For example, when you play bar chords, it doesn't work without this angle. We need it. No question. Then we need to do it like that. Also, when we are playing on the bass strings, on the lower strings, we will have some angle. But there is also difference if you have this angle or that angle. Try to check your basic position, especially when you play any difficult piece. Check if there is any opportunity to take your wrist back. Even if it will be just for some degrees, even if it will be a small bit, it can be very helpful and it will keep your hand more relaxed, and it means you will have more power to keep playing with better quality, to play longer and to play healthier. So check wherever you can, take your wrist back in a relaxed position. So just questions. Okay, the next point are fingers. How to put fingers on the strings, what we need to take care of. I think these basic things know most of you. Of course, when we put the fingers on the string, we need to take care that each finger is as close to the fret, to the next fret as possible. I always say to my students, try to feel the middle fret. If you feel with the side of your finger the fret, then you know I'm right. No? It's quite good to check, especially when you cannot look at your left hand and you just turn your head away. You need to feel here on the right side of each finger, you need to feel fret. Then you have the perfect place. At this place, you need to press less. That is very good. Then you will be able to play longer. And the quality of the sound will be much better. Another thing we need to take care of, all the fingers need to be curved when you play, so try to avoid these flat fingers. The only exception is when we play bar, that's different topic, but in all other cases your fingers should be curved, should stay round, and usually, especially when you go to the third or to the fourth string, to the D string, take care that you don't damp the neighbor string. Maybe you need to take it a bit higher to keep it more perpendicular. These are the most important things for the fingers position. Sometimes, by the way, one tip in the pieces, especially when you have any difficult chords, you need to check. Sometimes we need to ignore this rule to be able to put the tension, the physical tension of the chord to make it lower. What I'm talking about, for example, if you need to play this kind of the chord, you can try to put your third finger super round, and maybe it even would work, even if it would be hard for the bar, but nevertheless, maybe you will manage to do it. But then there is a question, why? Why do you do like that? What do you need it for? There are many cases, especially when we're talking about difficult chord, difficult spots. Check, maybe you can be a bit more lazy and you can put one of your fingers more straight, so in that way you can save the strength of the fingers, can save some power, and your endurance will be longer. So it works especially if we don't need to play the neighbor string. So even if you will touch it, that will not be a big problem. So sometimes that could be quite a good tip also for the fourth finger at some difficult stretching chords. I know that some of the students try to keep fourth finger very, very curved, super curved. You don't need to do it. Relax it, keep it more straight, keep it more flat. If it doesn't disturb any other string, that is fine, especially if you have difficult chord. Of course, we shouldn't do it if we have scales, if you play any chromatic part, then it's something different. But as I said, it could be a good tool to find an extra relaxation, an extra point of freedom in a difficult spots, and not to waste always your power. There is a question from Bill. It's difficult to eliminate all buzzing. Only if I intensely focus and play slowly can I play with no buzzing. Any tips? First of all, you need to understand, to find what is the reason for buzzing. There could be some different reasons, and also some different ways of how you can solve this problem. One, maybe especially for the beginners, the most typical problem or reason for buzzing is that you are not too close or not close enough to the fret. If you're too far away, it starts to buzz. Another reason could be even if you're at right spot, close to the fret, but you don't press enough. That could be also a problem. Sometimes the problem is the guitar or the strings, the strings action, that it's too low. And because of that, it buzzes. Sometimes this could be the strings, that the tension of the strings is not optimal for your instrument, and because of that, you have buzzing. Sometimes you concentrate yourself on, especially if we talk about chords, you concentrate yourself too much on bar, and then you have buzzing in another fingers because you take the power from that finger away. So the solution would be to take care about this concrete finger and to put more weight of the finger, so you will be able to press it better. To be able to eliminate buzzing, try to find out why does it come, the reason, the real reason. Then it will be easier to find the solution. There is a question from Lizardman. Isn't muting the neighbor's strings a good thing if they passively vibrate? Yes and no. That could be a really, really good thing and very helpful thing. If you play a piece where you don't need to have any extra vibrations and extra sounds, where it doesn't suit to the harmony, then it could be really, really perfect. And because of that, one of the best tricks you can do, instead of trying to damp all the strings with the right hand and put all the finger there, sometimes the best solution could be just to put very sloppy your third finger, and then you can already damp the fourth string without extra movement. But sometimes it's welcome. It's very welcome that you have more vibration, so you have a fuller chord, you have like a cloud of the sound. To some pieces it suits very well. So that's good to have, to be able to do both things, to be able to play without touching neighbor strings and to be able to put flatter fingers. So if you need, you can make this setting and play this particular place in the best way for you. Should first look and feel and premium. There was also a question about frets from Belze. Hi Tati, how should frets look and feel on a premium instrument? First of all, you shouldn't feel them on this side of the instrument. Yeah, they shouldn't stand out. Sometimes if they do, that could be a problem, that it's very dry and you have less humidity in the room where you keep your instrument, or the instrument were dried, and so actually it's not normal. Either on this side, also on that side, that you shouldn't really feel the fret. And of course, they should be very smooth, so when you slide through the frets, there shouldn't be any rough places or places where you can damage your finger. That would be not so good scenario. And of course, they should be polished in a perfect way for the avoiding of the buzzing. Now, sometimes it's a problem that one fret is higher than another one, and then when you play this note, the strings is touching the fret here behind and started to buzz. Of course, that also shouldn't happen. Okay, we continue. From Marie, there was a question concerning Cardoso Milonga. I'm working on Cardoso Milonga, and my problem is that I find it difficult to chain the chords of the first part. Any secrets to help? For sure. First of all, you need to know exactly each chord, each single chord, and you need to be able to play it just from a stand, like first one, second one, third. So each of it should be perfect itself, and then you start to work on switches. You take first and second chord and take a look. First, find out which fingers you can keep, which fingers are moving, which strings you will need as next. Maybe you need some helpful movement of the wrist to be able to find the best position for the hand. Maybe you need to turn your hand to the left, to the right. These are all the small nuances that could help you to figure out how to put them in chain. But as I said, first, learn each single chord separately. You need to know them very well, and then start to practice from first to second. Then you practice separately from second to third. Then you practice separately from third to fourth, and only then you play first, second, third, fourth. That could help. Okay, let's continue. I wanted to show you also a list, give you some kind of list of exercises that could be helpful for the left hand. But before, I will drink something. So, first of all, especially if you are beginner, but not only if you are beginner, that is very, very good to have like a basic chromatic exercises for the left hand. How can they look like? For example, any easy chromatic exercises where you use all four fingers in a different combinations. Particularly this exercise I showed also in my Ask Tatyana video. In warm-up exercises, I showed it that very, very detailed, and it is also one of my favorite exercises, and I always start with it. This exercise will give you the basic feeling of the good feeling of the basic finger position, of the finger placement, depending on combination. For example, if you do this one, 1, 2, 4, 3, then you will practice very, very good the independence of the third finger and his ability to curve himself separated from other fingers. So any kinds of simple chromatic exercises on 1 or 2 strings are very useful in the beginning, and also if you are intermediate or professional player and want to warm up. By the way, all of the exercises I will show you briefly all of them today. 2 I wanted to show you more exactly, but in 1 week, on 19th of November, that will be next week, Thursday, in the same time at 6 p.m. German time, I will make masterclass on this topic, and you will be able. I think we have trouble. I think we have a trouble. Let's check. Let's see what happens. So I'm back again. I'm sorry we had some technical problems. It's very warm here, and the camera was very warm, so it switched off. I hope that will work now. So we continue. We were talking about exercises, chromatic exercises. Perfect. Another exercise that is also very, very helpful is stretching exercise. I would like to do it now detailed together with you. So first of all, we choose the couple we will work on. In this case, that will be first and second finger. We start in the 9th position. You put the first finger on the 9th fret, play it on the first string. Then you keep 1 fret free and put your second finger on the 11th fret. Play the next note. Then come 3rd finger and 4th finger. The goal at this exercise is to keep all the fingers on the string. Don't remove any of it, and you will start to feel stretching between 1st and 2nd finger. When you did it, we move 1 fret to the left. So we are now in the 8th position, and you do the same. 1, then you left 1 fret free, 2, 3, 4. And we continue going. 7th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so far. The idea is to start in the higher position to have less space for the tension, and then you move more and more forward to the 1st position, and each fret brings you more stretching between the frets. The most difficult, of course, it will be here in the 1st position, but try when you do, try to keep your 1st finger. Don't allow 1st finger to slide to the 2nd one, so you always need to keep this distance. After that, you take another pair. You take 2nd and 3rd finger. We come back to the 9th position again, and you have 1, 2, 1 fret free, 3, 4. So we have a gap now between 2nd and 3rd finger. And then you keep on moving. Now you need to take care that your second finger doesn't go to the third one, and you always keep this gap. With each fret, the gap will be bigger and bigger and bigger. That is absolutely okay if you do this exercise for the first time and you can come only to the 7th position and then stop, that it doesn't work and you're not able to stretch fingers anymore. That is absolutely fine. Take it easy, step by step. Today you can do it to the 7th fret. Tomorrow maybe you will be able to do it to the 6th. After 1 week maybe you will already go to the 3rd fret, and so far. Don't put a big goal and say, no, I do it today for the first time and I need to come to the 1st fret. Bullshit. You don't need it. Take time and develop your muscles carefully. The last pair is 1, 2, 3 and 4th finger. 1, 2, 3, stretch 4. Each time you need to take care of that each of the fingers puts itself as close to the fret as possible. Doesn't matter if you are in the 9th position or in the 1st position. At this point, some very important things. First of all, don't play this exercise if you have cold hands. Don't start with this exercise without warm up. So you need to play before at least 15-20 minutes before you do this exercise. The muscles should be warmed up, otherwise they could be dangerous. And stop to play this exercise if you have any pain in the hand. Stop, relax, shake your hand and try to continue. Very, very important. Otherwise, if you will ignore it, it can happen that it can damage your muscles. But actually, if you take care about these points, this is a very, very, very effective exercise, and you will see that it helps you to play the most craziest chords here in the 1st position with lots of stretching, and it's really good. The next kind of exercise that is also very good for the left hand are scales. I started to tell you about that before everything switched off. Next week on Thursday, 19th of November at 6 p.m. German time, I will make on Patreon masterclass on topic left hand. And during this masterclass, I will show very, very detailed and exactly all the exercises. We don't have today, unfortunately, so much time, so I will focus myself on several of them. But next Thursday, we will do all of them together, and I will tell you all the nuances, details you need to take care of, and how you can practice it more effectively. And I will give you also the scores for these exercises, so you will get a ready pack of good things. So if you want, join me next Thursday on Patreon. This masterclass will be available only on Patreon. So we continue at scales. They're also very, very helpful for the left hand. For sure you have heard a lot about basic scales. No, I think I don't need to talk a lot about that. What is also very useful are the variations of the scales. What kind of variations could it be? For example, when we take the C major scale, like basic, you can vary it. For example, we go one step lower and then we go back. It will be C, B, C, D, C, D, E, D, E, F. This variation is also very good for the left hand. You can go also 4th notes up and then go 3 notes down. It will look. We start with the C, C, D, E, F. Then you go back to the D, D, E, F, G. Back to the E, E, F, G. positions are very good for the fingers and also for the coordination between both hands, and it keeps the fingers very flexible, and it helps to develop independence. Another very, very good exercise for finger independence is spider. For sure, some of you have heard, or at least there are quite many different kinds of spider. I would like to show you my favorite spider. For that, we will also start it in the 9th position, the 9th fret, and we will have 2 pairs, 1 3 and 2 4. We start on the high E string. You play 1 3, then you keep them on the string and you go to the B string and you do 2 4. Then you continue on the G string, 1 3 2 4, 1 3 2 4. When we arrived at the 6th string, you slide 1 fret lower with the 2nd finger. You can remove all others, and then we go back 2 4, A string, 1 3 2 4, 1 3 2 4, 1 3. One important thing when you play this spider: you are allowed to move only 1 finger at once. Especially first we collect all of them, and when all 4 of them are on the strings, you keep them all on the strings and move now only 1st finger, then only 3rd, only 2nd, only 4th, then only 1st, only 3rd, only 2nd, only 4th. The same as when we go back. It helps a lot to develop really good independence in the left hand. For sure, that will not be so easy as it might look, and it helps also to practice the perfect placement of the fingers. Especially when you will go back, you will notice that the exactly placement and keeping fingers round is extremely important there, because otherwise it will not sound good. Also very, very, very useful exercise for the left hand. Another kind of exercises that is super good for development of the strength, finger strength, is slurs exercise, hammer-ons and pull-offs in any possible kind. There are also many different variations. You can do it like Kappel. You take 1 Kappel and go through, then you take another one, and so far you can make it several Kappels at once. You can do trillers like you can make longer trillers. And so forth. All kinds of slurs are extremely helpful for the left hand. They are also great exercise to warm up, to make quick and very effective warm up of your left hand. When you don't have so much time for warming up, and you feel it's somehow very stiff and doesn't feel good, do several times slurs, hammer-on, pull-offs, and you will feel like literally the warmth will go through your hand, and the fingers will feel very smooth and flexible and strong. So it's really, really great feeling. So I can only recommend the slurs. Another kinds of exercise that is good are coordination exercises. One of that I also showed in my exercise number 1. It's called, you can find it on YouTube. We will also very detailed discuss it next week on Thursday. And the next point that is probably not so offensive when you talk about exercises for the left hand, but it's also one of the most important tools or abilities, is change of position. The exercises that helps you to change position quickly and exactly. I noticed that again and again during almost, there is no lesson with my students where we don't have any spot where you struggle with the position change. Now, when you need to go from one chord to another one, or from one position to another one, from one finger to another one, there are always problems with these spots, and you have a gap, you need to slow down, and it sounds awful, and you feel very frustrated about that. So exercises that help to learn how to change the position quick and sure are also very helpful. I will give you the concrete examples of this exercise, the scores, and will show you which points you need to take care of when you make the position change. I will show everything that on next Thursday. So come, that will be really interesting. And now I would like to check your question. There has been quite a long time that we didn't do it. So let me see how to play fast. So I will go a bit lower. There was a question by Vladimir. Всем привет! Есть такая проблема, что иногда, когда отрабатываешь что-то активное из серии первого этюда Вилла-Лобоса, рука левая начинает ныть. I answer first to Russian, then we'll translate to English, so that might be interesting for everybody else. Вопрос выносливости. Вопрос выносливости, и это абсолютно нормально, когда левая рука устает. Для того, чтобы быстрее продвинуться вам в этом деле, вам надо найти самое-самое сложное место, которое больше всего сил у вас требует. То есть найдите тот самый аккорд, либо последовательность аккордов, либо, может быть, это будут легато места, после которых у вас реально начинает уставать рука. Найдите это место и старайтесь его ввести в регулярные ваши занятия, то есть как бы вырезать его оттуда и использовать как упражнение, может быть, даже для разыгрывания. Таким образом, вы будете целенаправленно бить по тяжелому месту, и рука будет быстрее и быстрее привыкать. Это один момент. Второй момент, конечно, умение выдержать такую массивную вещь с начала до конца. Но здесь только тренировки, только тренировки. Начинайте играть это сам, как вид отрабатывания, начинайте играть сначала, доходите до какого-то места, когда у вас уже чувство, что все, у меня сейчас рука отвалится. Делайте там остановку, делайте паузу, расслабляйте, растягивайте, 5-7 минут отдыха, потом снова начинаете и играете снова же тот же самый кусок. 2-3 раза повторить, потом отложить это, завтра вернуться к этому. Таким образом вы можете наработать выдержку. The question was about how to go through if your left hand get tired. For example, when you play the first prelude, first etude by Villa-Lobos, when you have a lot of chords and it's quite massive, and the left hand just dies. The best way, for example, when you have such kind of a difficult piece where you think, oh, I don't have so much endurance, I don't have so much power. First of all, find the most difficult part in this piece. What does it mean? The part where you really feel, after I have played this chord, my hand is dead. I cannot continue it. It's tired. It maybe starts to hurt even. Find these concrete spots. Maybe there will be several of them. And practice them separately. Put the chord and play it twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Relax in between. So first of all, we need to put our attention at the most difficult spot. And then, of course, another question is endurance in general, that you are able to play from the beginning till the end and your hand is still working. How to do it? Start to play the piece from the beginning and go as far as you can. Better to go to the point where you feel your left hand is absolutely tired, you start to miss the notes, and it's really, 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 really tired. So then you stop, even if you didn't go to the end, you stop, you shake, you stretch the hand, that is very important, and you have a break, 5-7 minutes, where your left hand doesn't do anything else, just relax. After this 5-7 minutes break, you start once again and play the same long block again until your left hand gets tired. Then you stop, break, relaxation, and if you can, do third time. After 30 repetitions, maximum 30 repetition, you make stop for today and you come back to endurance tomorrow. And you will notice if you will do it regularly and if you will take care, go to the feeling of tiredness, stop, make the hand relax 5-7 minutes, then repeat it once again. You will notice that the hand gets stronger and stronger and you're able to play it longer. So let me check. Spoiler exercises, yes. Efficiency and economy are keys to play good. Absolutely agree. Check. So if they're for sure, I see they're quite there are quite many questions. Unfortunately, we will not be able to answer all of them, but I just check maybe this one. What is the correct way to play slurs with the pinky finger without hurting yourself? First of all, that's good to have nylon strings. Then your hurt will be less intensive. Secondly, in the beginning, it feels really, really awful, and you have the feeling that it cannot move at all. But the idea is to imagine how the finger works like a hook. So you're not just only falling down to the neighbor string, but you really pull the string up. And probably the most important thing by practicing slurs also with the pinky finger, time, and do it regularly. Then, only then, you will notice how your muscles develop themselves in the best way. So I thank you so much for your so many questions. I hope that I could give you quite a few good inputs that you can apply and you can follow too. And once again, the exercise part we will do very, very detailed and concrete with this course next Thursday. So if you want to improve your left hand, come next Thursday on Patreon. We'll be happy to see you there. Some of the exercises I was talking about you can find also in my Ask Tatyana series, like exercise number 1, or especially warm up exercises. There are quite many of them. And I thank you so much for being here today. I enjoyed our session a lot. Thank you a lot. Thanks once again to all my patrons on Patreon.com for your great support, especially in these hard times. It's really, really big help for me. And if you like this video, join our Patreon community. I will be happy to welcome you there. Otherwise, if this video, if this live stream was helpful for you, feel free to like, to write a comment, to subscribe to my channel. There are many interesting videos will coming very soon. I'm working already on the stuff, and share it with your friends. And I thank you once again for being here, for being such a good audience. to sharing this time with me, and looking so much forward to see you next Thursday at masterclass at the detailed exercises on Patreon, and to wish you great weekend, good evening, day, whatever you have right now. Take care, stay healthy, keep on going through the hard times, and see you next week. Thanks again for being here.